Question, do you ever feel bad about something? Duh. Know that you can't change what happened? Duh. But you don't want to feel bad about it anymore.
Oh, yes, absolutely. This is something that happens to everybody. But when something has happened, it's in the past. You can't change history. Not yet.
You can't?
But you can change how you feel about what happened.
Okay, so what is that called, or what are we going to do to change how we feel about some bad crap that happened, whether it be a conversation, an interaction with someone, an embarrassing moment, whatever. How are we going to change how we feel without changing the past?
We change how we feel by using dissociation. Now, dissociation is a term that's widely applied in hypnosis and NLP, and the idea is if we apply this to all kinds of problems, they won't affect us so much.
All right, let's do a little interactive demonstration where Mike and I will take you through an example of how this works.
Okay, think of an interaction you had with another person that when you think about it, it annoys you. Could be the person got the better of you in an argument, or it turned into a shouting session, whatever it is. Think about that.
It could even be a situation where you're not proud of how you reacted.
Correct.
Right? So
yes, a choice point. And you can even think of how badly does it bother you, and make it real simple. Not at all, a little bit, or a lot. And just get this in your head. Now, when you think of that, freeze frame it as a picture of the two of you talking, arguing, whatever it is. Grab that picture out of your head and shove it way over there and shrink it down and push it even further away. Shake it off. And now think about that argument again. And you'll notice the emotional charge has either disappeared or been greatly reduced. If it's only been reduced, push that image further and further away until it doesn't bother you.
Right. Now, what else can we do? We can take all kinds of different, what we call submodalities, and we can mess with that picture even further. So if you imagine hanging that picture on a wall over there and making it really small and grainy and black and white.
And
or even
leaving it there.
Yeah, or even making it out of focus. Experiment with these, what we call submodalities. So that's what they're called in NLP. And notice what happens. The key is, instead of thinking about a problem in your own brain as if you're looking through your own eyes or feeling it in your own body, take that problem metaphorically and just imagine that it's over there.
And the key is, make sure you're in the picture that's over there. You've dissociated from yourself. You're external to your own body in your imagination.
Right.
And the negative emotions disappear.
So you're seeing in that picture or whatever, you in the interaction. You're not looking through your own eyes as if the camera's in your skull.
Correct.
All right. So that is dissociation. And notice we started by saying that's how you can change how you feel about something that's in the past, right?
Right.
But what about something in the moment? Because you can use this.
In the present too. Absolutely. I'll give you an example. Years ago, I used to get really irritated when I was flying. It used to stress me out when we hit turbulence. I was fine except for turbulence. And then one day I was going through very severe turbulence. Well, not really, because very severe turbulence causes planes to break up, but it was bad. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm really not enjoying this. I'm white knuckling it. And I dissociated on purpose. I imagine I floated out of my body way up above the plane, about 200 feet above the plane, and looked down through this transparent plane and saw myself sitting there and just watched the plane from the outside, and instantly the negative emotions completely disappeared.
But Mike,
sufficient distance.
That sounds really woo-woo, floating out of your own body.
I'm actually doing it.
You're just pretending.
It's perception. It's changing my perception. And you can use this even something like in the situation like a dentist chair. If the dentist is working on you, you feel uncomfortable and stressed and tense, or it actually starts to twinge and hurt, dissociate. Imagine you float up outside, even above the building. You can still see yourself in the dentist chair and the dentist working, but it's way down there. As long as you maintain the dissociation, you minimize the negative emotions and even the negative feelings.
And pain, which is a feeling,
negative feeling,
is reduced when you dissociate. Interesting. Try it out. See what happens. So you can also do this if you're facing criticism.
Oh, right.
Let's say your boss is criticizing your work or something like that. All you need to do is imagine that you're stepping out of your own body and observing the conversation happening. That'll reduce the emotional intensity. You'll probably get more value out of the conversation that way too.
Yes, because when you're seeing it from the outside, in your mind, you're seeing yourself and the boss having the discussion, and you are now in a completely neutral position as an observer, and your emotions will not get in to contaminate what's happening.
And then finally, let's say disappointment. Let's say you're waiting for somebody. You're disappointed? I brought that up. You could be waiting for somebody and they're late, right? And if you're a chronically on-time person and someone's 15 minutes late and you're all pissed off at them, you can dissociate in that moment. And that will that will help you deal with that disappointing feeling.
Exactly.
You still know that they're late. You can't change what's actually happening in the moment. It's not going to make them magically arrive, but it'll change the way you feel about it.
And one final key here we got from our friend, a fellow NLP trainer, Hugh Comerford. He said, with dissociation, you have to have sufficient distance and making it small enough and far enough away, the image. Otherwise, it can start to bleed back over and you'll start to feel the emotion. So get a lot of distance, shrink it way down, and then you won't feel the negative stuff.
All right, if you want to learn more stuff like this, check out our website. I'm going to put a link in the description under this video to our free community, which is called Brain Software. If you like this stuff, I think you'll like being a part of our free community, so check it out. We'll see you in the next video. While you're here on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, that would be freaking awesome. And then usually there's a little bell that shows up, so you can go, ring that bell. That hurt?
No.
Are you disappointed?
No,
All
not,
right.
not nice. I dissociated from the bell.
And I think you'll enjoy listening and watching our videos and making your life better.
stuff.
So yeah, there you go, and stuff. Thanks again.
And good night.
Good night.